Disney just got absolutely destroyed by the Midjourney response to the Disney versus Midjourney lawsuit. And guess what? They did it to themselves. I'm holding Midjourney's legal response to the Disney lawsuit, and what's inside is devastating. And we're not just talking about a defense here. We're talking about Disney getting caught red-handed using the exact same tools they're trying to destroy in court. This 43-page legal bombshell doesn't just fight back, it exposes the biggest hypocrisy in AI history, including receipts. And here's the kicker. Disney's own CEO is quoted in this document, and his words are about to backfire spectacularly. As Bob Iger, Disney's CEO, recently exclaimed during a discussion about his company's utilization of AI, technology is an invaluable tool for artists, and generative AI is no different. But before we dive into how Midjourney just flipped this entire case upside down, let me show you exactly what Disney was trying to pull. Stay with me, because what you're about to see will change how you think about AI, creativity, and who really controls the future of digital art. Quick recap for anyone who missed the original drama. Back in June, I covered how Disney and Universal teamed up to sue Midjourney, claiming the AI company was committing vast, intentional, and unrelenting copyright infringement. Their argument? Midjourney was functioning like a virtual vending machine, spinning out unauthorized copies of Mickey Mouse, Star Wars characters, and Marvel heroes. Disney's message was clear. Stop using our characters to train your AI, and stop letting users create anything that looks like our stuff. But here's what Disney didn't expect. Midjourney wasn't just going to roll over. Instead, they hired some of the best copyright lawyers in the country and started digging. And what they found is about to make Disney's legal team very, very uncomfortable. On August 6th, Midjourney filed their response. And it's not just a defense, it's a full-scale counterattack. Let me show you exactly what they said. And right here on page 2, quote, "Copyright law does not confer absolute control over the use of copyrighted works. The limit of monopoly gained by copyright must give way for fair use." Translation, Disney, you don't own the concept of creativity itself. But wait, it gets better. They cite recent court cases calling AI training highly transformative, and get this, spectacularly transformative. Now here's where things get interesting. Because Midjourney didn't just defend their technology, they went nuclear on Disney's hypocrisy. Page 3, and I quote, "Many dozens of Midjourney subscribers are associated with plaintiffs' corporate email addresses, and Midjourney is also a popular tool among the visual effects companies and other vendors employed by the plaintiffs." What? Disney employees are using Midjourney, so Disney is suing the company that their own staff and contractors use to make Disney and Marvel movies. Let that sink in. But remember Bob Iger's March 2025 quote, "Technology is an invaluable tool for artists, and generative AI is no different." So Disney's own CEO praising AI in a document where Disney is suing an AI company. And Disney has employees and vendors using Midjourney. And here's where Midjourney's knockout punch happens right here on page 3. Plaintiffs cannot have it both ways, seeking to profit through their use of Midjourney and other generative AI tools on one hand, while on the other hand accusing Midjourney of wrongdoing for the same. In legal terms, that's called getting absolutely destroyed. Now Disney's entire case rests on one claim, that AI training is just fancy copying, but Midjourney's lawyers just dismantled that argument as well. Here on page 2, they explain how AI actually works, and I quote, "This process is akin to how humans learn and to draw or paint, not by memorizing individual artworks, but by internalizing patterns and techniques through repeated exposure and practice." Bingo. Think of it like this. When you learned to draw, did you memorize every single artwork you've ever seen? No. Or did you learn concepts like, this is how shadows work, or this is how faces are proportioned? Here's the technical breakdown straight from the filing. When a user enters a prompt, the model doesn't retrieve an image from storage. Rather, a new image is synthesized from scratch. This is exactly what I explained in my original video about how creativity works. AI isn't Googling Disney images, it's learning concepts. But here's the part no one thinks about. Midjourney's defense isn't just about technology, it's about protecting every form of creative expression. Page 4, this is crucial. There are any number of legitimate, non-infringing grounds to create images incorporating characters from popular culture, including non-commercial fan art, experimentation and ideation, and social commentary and criticism. Let's think about that. Fan art, school projects, editorial cartoons, parody, criticism, all of that could be illegal if Disney wins. And here's Disney's real goal, according to Midjourney. Plaintiffs seek to stifle them all. So this isn't about protecting Mickey Mouse. This is about Disney trying to control how anyone can reference their characters ever. Now, this is where most people give up on trying to understand copyright law. But what Midjourney did next is going to blow your mind because they caught Disney breaking their own rules. Page 4, plaintiffs could have and should have followed Midjourney's Digital Millennium Copyright Act notice and takedown procedure. So let me be clear here. Disney had a legal way to handle this, sending takedown notices for specific infringing images, which is how they always have done this before, but they didn't. Instead, they went straight to federal court demanding to shut down the entire platform. Why? Because takedown notices don't set precedents. Lawsuits do. All right, so let's zoom out for a second because this isn't just about how Disney versus one AI company. If Disney wins this case, it doesn't just kill Midjourney, it kills the entire concept of AI learning from existing resources. Think about what that means. No more AI art tools. No more AI writing assistants trained on books. No more AI music generators. But wait, it gets worse because Disney's argument doesn't just target AI, it targets human creativity too. Editorial cartoons using Disney characters? Gone. South Park episodes mocking Mickey Mouse? Lawsuit. Fan art at Comic-Con? Copyright infringement. Disney is essentially arguing that any visual reference to their characters, even for criticism or parody, should be under their control. We're talking about rolling back years of creative innovation overnight. But Disney made one fatal mistake that's about to destroy their entire case. Midjourney lawyers called out Disney's hypocrisy. They made it a legal defense. So here on page 41, the Unclean Hands defense says, plaintiffs use and benefit from generative AI models, including Midjourney, and including in connection with some or all of the asserted works. So in legal terms, unclean hands means you can't sue someone for doing something you're doing yourself. And this is where it gets very expensive for Disney. Movies loaded with special effects are insanely expensive. AI could cut those costs by 80%, and Disney knows this. So they want to use AI to save money, but they don't want anyone else to have access to those same tools. And you might think this is just corporate drama, but it's not. Because if Disney wins, every creative tool that you use can be next. Photoshop's AI features? Trained on copyright images. ChatGPT? Trained on copyrighted books. Canva AI? Same thing. And of course, Midjourney. So Disney's legal theory could make all of it illegal overnight. This isn't about protecting artists. This is about Disney wanting to control the future of creativity itself. So what happens next? Because this legal battle is just getting started. Midjourney's asking the court to dismiss the entire case. And they're basically saying, Hey Disney, you have no legal ground to stand on, but Disney isn't going to roll over either. They've got 3 moves they can make. Move 1, double down on the substantial similarity argument. Show more examples of AI images that look exactly like their characters. Move 2, argue that their employees using Midjourney doesn't matter because they're not using it to copy their own characters that they own. Move 3, try to separate AI training from AI output, saying the training might be fair use, but the final images aren't. So here's what Disney really doesn't want you to know. This case isn't happening in a vacuum. There are at least 6 other major AI copyright cases working their way through the federal courts right now. Authors suing OpenAI, artists suing Stability AI and Midjourney, music labels that are suing AI music generators. They're all watching this case because whoever wins here sets the precedent for all of them. And the tech industry, by the way, is terrified. Google, Microsoft, Adobe, they're all got billions invested in AI that could become worthless overnight. Now, this is where most people think it's going to take years to resolve, but really federal copyright cases move faster than you think, and we're looking at 12 to 18 months for a decision. There's 3 possible outcomes here. Disney wins and AI training becomes illegal. Midjourney wins and AI gets broad fair use protection, or they settle out of court. My prediction, Disney will try to settle once they realize how bad this looks. But Midjourney might not take it because Midjourney is something Disney doesn't expect: the moral high ground and public opinion. Creators, artists, and tech workers are rallying right now behind Midjourney, and Disney is starting to look like the villain. But there's one more twist Disney didn't see coming. This is a US case, but AI development is global. If the United States bans AI training, China and Europe will dominate the AI market. Disney might win the battle and lose the war, watching American AI companies get crushed by international competition. The company that built an empire on reimagining old stories might accidentally kill America's ability to compete in the future of storytelling. This entire lawsuit might backfire spectacularly because Midjourney's response doesn't just defend AI, it exposes how traditional media companies want to have their cake and eat it too. Use AI when it benefits them, ban AI when it threatens them, and hope, by the way, nobody notices the hypocrisy. But guess what? We noticed, the creators noticed, and now the courts will decide. This is exactly why understanding AI tools and copyright law matters for your creative future. This isn't just about Disney versus Midjourney. This is about whether creativity belongs to everyone or just whoever has the biggest legal team. Walt Disney took public domain fairy tales and built an empire. Now, this company wants to ensure that no one else can do the same, but here's what they didn't count on: millions of creators who refuse to let corporate lawyers decide the future of art. The battle lines have been drawn, the precedent will be set, and for the first time in decades, the little guy might actually win. So hit subscribe because this story is far from over, and the next chapter, guess what? That's up to all of us. Hey, and if you want to stay ahead of these changes, join our Midjourney Experience community on School. We're tracking every development in AI law and helping creators navigate this new landscape, because the future of creativity is going to be decided right now. And Disney just found out they might not be the ones deciding it. It's going to be you. So thanks for watching and keep creating.